Hello everyone, how's it going, and welcome back to a brand new Satisfactory live stream. Today, as you can probably tell by the pinned message if you guys are watching the VOD, we've lost quite a lot of Satisfactory work as of recent, so we're going to go back over the AI limiter. We're going to see if it really is that good, because the last time that we calculated our AI expansion server, did I call it AI limiters? I might have. AI expansion server, there's lots of AI in this game. AI expansion server. So we're doing that again today. We're going to go back over it, and I'm going to be explaining why it's actually a lot better than what I first thought it was going to be. In case you don't know, the AI expansion server is a phase 5 space elevator part, and it's one of 3 of the parts that you need, and it's by far, in my opinion, the easiest to do. The most difficult one is the thermal propulsion rocket, I believe it's called, and that is just a nightmare to make, which I will be remaking again sometime within the next couple of weeks, so that will be fun. But regardless, I hope that everyone is doing good, whether you're watching live or whether you guys are watching on the repeat. Welcome to the channel, and I hope that you guys enjoy your stay. Welcome Vinod, first one to tune in today, hope that you're well. As you can see by the right side of the screen, we are doing some AI expansion server stuff today, obviously. However, we always start our streams with a very quick game of Geoguessr. In case I've got to change my character as well. I don't know why this is my character. In case you don't know what this game is, you're dropped in a random part of the world and you got to try and guess where you are. It's actually a really fun game. It's something that I normally do to start off my streams at least, so that's what we are doing today. And we're going to start off with a Flags of the World. There we go. Where again, sometimes you're given a flag as a clue to try and guess where you are. The only problem is, I don't know every flag in the world, so things can get rather difficult. Okay. I think we are somewhere in the Caribbean. It looks a bit like the Barbados flag. I don't know if we are in Barbados, but I haven't really got a better guess, unfortunately. So let's go Barbados. We're going to go with Bridgetown. Okay. We're in the Caribbean, but we're in... What is... Curacao? You're done with your crystal oscillators, rotors, and now you're 913.5 stators for the electromagnetic control rods. So now you're ready for the uranium fuel rod. Nice, man. Yeah, uranium's a fun thing to do. I mean, obviously, I've just done the best recipe series on it. The Fixonium video will be uploaded tomorrow, by the way. So, yeah, overall, I was very happy with it. It was a lot easier to do than I first thought it was going to be. But no, I'm definitely looking forward to uranium. I think it'll be a fun challenge. This looks Greek to me. Actually, does it? Mahatma. This could be the flag of Cyprus. So that would make sense if it was Greek, because of course they do speak Greek. Wait, is my mouse fixed? No, okay. I am buying a new mouse, by the way, next Wednesday. So I know this has been broken now for 5 months. Oh my god. My mouse has been broken for 5 months. That's mad. I don't even know where the capital is. I just zoomed into here. Isn't this the capital? It's shared between the Greeks and the Turks, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. 300 meters away. I'll take that. You're waiting for Fixonium? Yeah, it is coming out tomorrow. I'm going to guess Honduras. Again, a couple of these Central American flags have got very, very similar looking flags. I'm going to guess Honduras. I don't think it's El Salvador. There we go. Nice. Lovely. Okay. Philippines? No, wait. No, it can't be. This reminded me a little bit of the Philippines, but I believe that's a Dutch flag. And the Dutch did have a couple colonies out here. One of which I believe was... It wasn't Trinidad and Tobago, was it? No, I can't zoom out. There we go. Was it Guyana? I feel like Georgetown is a very British name. Like George is... I mean, St. George is literally our patron saint. Although saying that, New Amsterdam... Let's go Guyana. Is there like a river here? There could be, I don't know. I feel like this is a bit more... north than where we are as of right now. Fort Wellington? Again, very British. Leeds? I mean, that is literally a place in the UK. This is a very confusing place because New Amsterdam. New found out. I love reading all these place names. Charity. Anyway, do I think it's here? I honestly don't know. I feel like it could be somewhere up here. But let's just guess here anyway. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Nope, don't care. That was a rough guess. We've had tons of Caribbean guesses today. Okay, this seems like... Oh, I'm gonna guess... Indonesia? No, this can't be Jakarta. I'm gonna guess Singapore. This feels more Singapore to me. If it was Jakarta, there would be far more motorbikes around. Whereas with Singapore, I would expect it to look a bit like this. Mouse, please function. See, this is what I mean by my mouse not working. It doesn't zoom in properly half the time. It was Jakarta. Damn it, I should have just gone with my initial guess. Oh well, okay. Now let's move on to the satisfactory part of the stream. And let's try and get my row up. There we go. I was actually supposed to release the Fixonium video on Tuesday, but I actually forgot. So, I released something else instead. I think it was a video about signs, wasn't it? Which, to be fair, I have been sitting on that video for a while. I just wanted to get it out. So today we are going to be calculating 20 AI expansion servers per minute. Obviously. And of course this thing... Actually, wait. I've recorded this. Let's try and make this like some sort of a video intro. If I get rid of my webcam for just a sec. Bam, 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 bam. And today's video is all about the AI expansion server, which is made right here in the Quantum encoder. There you go. Wow, fun. I'm not turning the stream into a video, I just thought I'd do that for a bit of a laugh. But it is actually made in the AI... no, it's not. It's made in the Quantum encoder. The AI expansion server is made in the AI expansion server. You built all of the 21 manufacturers for the fuel rods, and now you just have to build storage and build everything from the other side of the biome. Oh, nice. That's going to be fun. Luckily, you've got Blueprint, and now you've got the automatic Blueprint connector. I'm not sure if that will make your blueprints any easier, but it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. So, power-wise, because bear in mind, I am going to be keeping track here of all the power consumption here as well. I done the exact same... I can't zoom out. My mouse is so broken, I can't zoom out properly. There we go. I did something very similar here for the nuclear power plant, aka Fixonium. So what I want to try and do is... probably actually not drag that here for now. Hey, where was I? There we go. Text. Boom. There we go. QE, just short for Quantum encoder. Not the Queen Elizabeth. So, just times everything here by 10, essentially. Hopefully you can see my webcam shouldn't be massively in the way. It sort of is, but it's... everything's still visible, pretty much. So, starting off with 20 magnetic field generators. Okay. That's not bad. In fact, can I very quickly copy over you? Yes. Just saves me having to redo all of this. Honestly, magnetic field generators are not that difficult to make. Yeah, not that bad at all. Especially considering the art of Phase 4 space elevator parts. You would expect it to be a little bit more difficult, but no, it could be worse. It's not that much of a problem at all. Brilliant. Next up, we've got 20 neural quantum processors. That is a bit more difficult. Yep. Neural like that? Neural. There we go. That should be good there. Again, that is 20. Then another 20 superposition oscillators. Right. I've actually forgotten, with the superposition oscillators, are they difficult to make? I mean, I guess we're going to find out in just a moment's time. But I don't think they were dreadful. I don't think they were fun to make. But I don't think they were dreadful. The main problem with this recipe is going to be the power required, because this obviously requires the quantum encoder, which requires a ton of power. That requires an assembler, that's not too bad. This requires the quantum encoder. This requires the quantum encoder. Then this requires the converter. All of which, again, really do drain your power grid. And then your superposition oscillator. Never spelled this word correctly. Close enough, though. We'll take it. And the final thing, I believe, was the excited photonic matter. And that was 500? Yeah, 500. It sounds like a lot. It's not. Luckily, this is extremely simple to make. All you have to do is just go in... In fact, I'll just show you now, since it's the very first thing we'll be starting off with. Go into your converter. Then you have to select excited photonic done. Done. You're now making 500 per minute. That's how simple it is. I mean, again, power-wise, it's pretty bad, but oh well. You're eating French fries with ketchup and mayo. Oh. And sausage. Oh, wow. Smell front... I wish I could smell... Yeah, I wish I could. There's nothing better than having crispy chips or French fries and the Hind ketchup, especially when it's from a glass bottle. Oh, and it's a bit cold as well. Oh, lovely. I'm hungry now. Thanks for that. Thank you so much. Oh well. So back to the quantum encoder. How many of you lot do I need? Is that 5? I declare bankruptcy. My power grid's already drained. That is it. So 5 quantum encoders. Aye, aye, aye. Quantum encoder. Time to do some mathematics. So the average here is going to be 1,000 megawatts. 1,000 times by 5 is 5,000. Congrats for everybody that got that at home. So the average... Oh, piss. And then the maximum is going to be 10,000, because it's a fluctuating amount from 0 to 2,000. So you are going to experience a 2,000 megawatt power drain at its peak. So it's important to calculate that as well when you're doing the overall calculations. Because if you were to just do the average, then you're missing out potentially on an extra 5,000 megawatts of power from your power grid. And then if you don't realize that, then you could cause a power grid crash and then a nuclear fallout, and then your PC explodes and the world's going to end. So it's actually quite important to do this. Take it from me, it's happened before. Can confirm. There we go. So we're only one recipe done in today's video, and we're using 10,000 megawatts worth of power. For our very first recipe, we're already 10,000 deep. This is ridiculous. Oh well. We have to do it. Like, we have to make this thing. Maybe not 20 per minute, but I'm committing to 20 per minute. Now let's just get excited photonic matter out the way with, because it should be the easiest one to do. Let me just get the converter up. Okie dokies. Then you're going to need 3 converters. Okay. That's not too bad. Because in theory, we only need 2.5 converters, but you can't have half a machine, so you have to round it up to 3, but then times the overall power ratio by 2.5, rather than by 3. So let's say, for example, a smelter consumes 4 megawatts, and you have 3 of them placed down. That's 12 megawatts. But you're only using 250% of the power, but you just calculated 300%, so you have to do half of 100, or half of 100%, which is 2 megawatts. So rather than it being 12 megawatts of power that you're consuming is only 10 megawatts. It's easier when you're actually doing it than explaining it, I promise. So converter, we are making U. So the average is going to be, is that 250? Yeah, 250 is the average. Times that by... So 625 megawatts there is the average. Okay. That's not too bad. And then the maximum is going to be 400, 1,000... No. 1,000. $1,050. Love that. Always nice to be a bother. Wow. You're still in updates 1.0 because you have some... Oh, fair enough. Yep. But hopefully when update 1.1 does come out and then you finally get to experience that blueprint auto-connect thing, that will make life so much easier for doing projects just like that. I can completely understand why you're still remaining in updates 1.0 for now. So let me just copy and paste this across. There we go. So excitophotonic matter is like a very light blue. Like that, perfect. We've already done a quarter of this entire recipe. Let's go, stream. Let's freaking go. A quarter already done. I mean, granted, this is by far the easiest thing to do, but we've done it. Next up, we've now got our 20 superposition oscillators, which I believe is made also in the quantum encoder. Yeah. And then you are going to need... Okay, to be fair, only 4 quantum encoders. Get this back up again. QE... No. Which should be, on average, 4,000... No. Megawatts. With 8,000 being the max. Is that correct? Let me just double check that. Yeah, so everything here is the exact same in regards to power. So you're fluctuating between 0 and 2,000 megawatts, meaning that for all of them, the average is going to be 1,000 megawatts, and the max is 2,000. So that actually makes life a bit easier. I think because I keep flashing the screen in front of you guys, I do apologize. But then when we look at something like the converter, for example, I don't think it's all the same, unless it is. Wait, is it? It is. I mean, one of them isn't the same. Is it the particle accelerator? Is that an ad for Xbox? Ugh. Ugh. Oh, there we go. The particle accelerator. So some is like 5,000 to 1,500, with the average being 1,000. Some is 250 to 750, with the average being 500. So yeah, again, 250, 750. It's a bit annoying. But it's good to know that these two are actually the same. More you know. Okay, and resource-wise, what are we looking at? Ah. Okay. I've seen worse. I've seen better. I've also seen worse. Dark. Matter. Crystal. It's going to be 120 per minute. Not great, not terrible. Welcome, Alan. Hope that you're doing well. Ad blocking? I couldn't I? I've been getting some terrible ads recently, like some AI slop. Really bad ads. That's 20 crystal oscillators, okay. Did I spell it right this time? There we go. Next up, we've then got our 180 hourclad aluminium sheets. Okie dokies. 180 hourclad aluminium sheets. Wait, why did I put the 180 there? There we go. It does suck that we have to redo all of this, because it kind of does delay everything that I wanted to try and accomplish, but not that bad. I'm actually going to move all of you over just a little bit. Saying, why have you done that? How dare you? Then chuck you in there. And the last number here was... Oh, it was 500. Okay, so I just keep that the way it was. Sure. Then we have 500 dark matter residue being produced as a byproduct from this. So in that case, I'm actually going to move everything down here a little bit, and there's a reason for that. You can go back up here a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Welcome, Nico721. Hope that you're doing well. Welcome, the great artist. It is Pickle. Yes, I am Pickle. Pickle is me. You. There we go. Lovely. So here we are going to have 500 dark matter residue as a byproduct. Extend you out there a little bit. Lovely. Same with you here as well. Ah, lovely. And the good thing about this is, since I'm going to be doing this one first, all I've got to do for the converter is that. Because we're dealing with the exact same amount of excitophotonic matter here. So the machines are going to be the exact same. The power outage will be the exact same there as well. Speaking about power outage, hello to my Spanish and Portuguese audience, if there is one out there. Welcome back to civilization. I hope that your 2-day break was cool. DMR plans? Oh dear. 200 of them per minute? I mean, 20 is a pain up the backside. 200 per minute? Damn. That's going to be interesting. Very interesting. Chuck them over there for a minute. So yeah, 120 dark matter crystal. I can't imagine this would be too bad. Where are you made? Dark matter crystal. Particle accelerator, right? Which I actually had to get rid of. Whoops. I finally have a video coming out, by the way, about Satisfactory on controller. I recorded that a couple days ago. It was actually really good. There were some parts of it I actually really preferred with controller over mouse and keyboard, but there were others that I definitely do prefer mouse and keyboard. I was fairly surprised, if I'm honest. What, are you not made it? Oh no, I was searching the wrong thing. So the recipe that I think I'm using is this one. Let me just double check that for a minute, because I've already done a very similar recipe to this. Here. I hope. I'm pretty sure I have. There we go. So if I just copy and paste all of this across, obviously I've got to get rid of the numbers inside of here because the numbers are wrong, and I've got to try and do all the power calculations as well. But the actual layout is the same, so that's good. You don't need to craft any. In theory, you don't need to. Because if you use one particular recipe that only involves dark matter residue, granted it requires a lot of dark matter residue, but you get this as a byproduct from a lot of other things. For example, everything that comes inside of the quantum encoder, the byproduct it then produces is dark matter residue. So yeah, in theory you are correct. You don't need to make any of this. However, I'm approaching this recipe in the mindset of I haven't got any Dark matter residue. I'm lost. There we go. Oh dear. That wasn't what I meant to do. There we go. No. Zoom in. But yeah, I cannot wait for this new mouse. Tomorrow, like I was saying a bit earlier in today's stream, I will be uploading the final Fixonium fuel rods video, which is exciting. Can't wait for that. Just so it's over and done with, if I'm honest. Wait. I can do this. I know this is 300. That's going to be 150. You're going to be 600. You're going to be 60, 120. Oh god, brain 640 divided by 3 times by 2. 200 and 14. No. Yeah, roughly 214. So that's 854. Sure. 360. 360 quick scope. Let's freaking go. Modern Warfare 2 terminal. Oh, fantastic. Wait, did I do that right? I did, yeah, okay. Wait, did I? I think so. In fact, let me just get rid of all this. Because everything up until here was right, I'm pretty sure. So 120 dark matter crystal. And, oh wait, I know what I've done. I was going to say, where have all of my power shards gone? But I've hid them somewhere. Because I was recording something for a shorts video, and my inventory is full of like a bunch of rubbish, so I had to hide it. Also, thank you for the support on yesterday's shorts video. It's currently at like 4,000 views, which is like nuts. I don't understand YouTube shorts, if I'm honest. I really don't. I enjoy making them, but I don't know how to make them more successful. I just record it. If it does well, great. If it doesn't do well, okay. It is what it is. But no, yesterday's one did very well, so thank you for all of that. The channel has been popping off recently. Where was I? I think I was here, wasn't I? There we go. So, right. Times everything here by... That's the wrong recipe. Did I make it in the converter? A part of me saying that I did make it in the converter now. No. Really not. No. 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 So it was here. Have you heard of Pass It On? I don't think so. It's a satisfactory event that's going on right now where people make an artistic build based on a theme. A lot of people get good exposure and affiliate from the event. Oh, nice. Yeah, I can't participate in it. I'm just not talented enough. But that's cool, though. Also, absolutely nobody knows who I am, so it would be a bit awkward. Do I even know who I am? No. Nobody truly knows who they are. Until the day that they do. So, 12... That's not too bad. So we're going to need 2 of these? Wow. So, converter. 2. Time for the mathematics. Is it you that I'm making? No. No. Yes. So the average here is going to be 1,000 megawatts. So, okay, that's actually not too bad at all. Because we need 2 of them. What's 1,000 times by 2, everybody? Correct, it's 15. I failed maths in school, by the way. Actually, I didn't. I didn't fail maths. Even though my teacher said I would fail maths, but I didn't. In fact, here's a fun story. My English teacher actually had a meeting with me and my parents because she thought I would do so bad in the exam that she didn't want me to sit English literature. There was 2. There was literature and there was language. I had to sit language, but she said that I wouldn't do very well in literature. I sat it anyway, and it was my highest grade in my GCSEs. So that was pretty cool. I didn't do great in GCSEs. Did slightly better in my A-level. In fact, if it wasn't for my A-level results, I would not have got my role in the army. So it's actually quite nice I did well in A-levels, but oh well. So we're looking at 3,000 megawatts here for the average consumption. Sorry, for the maximum consumption. That's not too bad. But no, I was dreadful in school. Because the thing is, the teachers were convinced that I had things like ADHD, dyslexia, all that sort of stuff. But I never did the tests to find out if I did have it. Because I just didn't want to do the test to find out if I did have it. But it wasn't... I mean, they were convinced I did. Which was interesting. Welcome, Seth. Hope that you're doing well today. Recommended you a few months... Yeah, to be fair, YouTube does recommend the channel to some people, which is quite nice. I don't know what YouTube sees in me, but we'll take it. Okay, so going back to this now. Time crystals, 60. Yep. Dark matter residue, 300. So we actually got that right. That's good. Now for the dark matter residue... Oh, that sucks. There we go. So we're going to need 3 converters here. That's not too bad. This project requires a lot of converters now that I'm looking at it. Deary me. And we're making, again, dark matter residue. So the average is going to be 250. $750 then? I believe the average will be 750. And the maximum is 400, so that's 1,200. Okay. Not bad. And then that then creates that, and then luckily now we actually get to use our constructor. Finally, no more of the weird power stuff. Constructor's nice and simple. Sam. 15. Yep. So, 50, 500. Okay, so 5 times by 4 is 20. So, for constructors, we're going to need 5, which consumed 20 megawatts. Look at that. 10,000 megawatts, 1,000, 8,000, 1,000, 3,000, 1,220. The difference between updates 1.0 and update 8. Yep. Update 1.0 is just designed to drain your power grid. It really is. You're on both now. A nice wave. Hope that you're doing good. Twitch is slightly ahead. Yeah, if you guys are watching on Twitch, the stream is like 10 or 15 seconds ahead. It's almost instant. Whereas on YouTube, there's like a 20-second delay, and I don't know why there's such a big delay on YouTube, but that's why I stream on both, because some people prefer Twitch, some people prefer YouTube, so it's just a bit easier just to co-stream. Yep. So what's next now? I guess it's just our time crystals, which our time crystal recipe... Is there only one? I'm pretty sure there's only one, isn't it? And it's made in the... I'm gonna say particle accelerator. Nope. There we go. Corrected myself there. So if I was to make 60 of these, that would then be 120 diamonds, and that's going to be another 10 converters. Bro. This is a rather large amount of converters, but there's not really too much we can do about that. Well, actually, there is. I could just make less AI expansion servers, but I kind of like them. So yes, there is something I could do. But I just don't want to. This is better, though. So, one time crystal, on average, requires... Where is it? 250, so that's 2,500. An average... Oh, sorry, maximum is 4,000. We're almost about to breach 30,000 megawatts worth of power. And we've maybe done 4% of this recipe. I know this is like the power heavy side of the recipe, but still, that's kind of wild, honestly. That is generally quite a lot. Anyway. So 120 diamonds, which, again, our diamond recipe is also made here. Pink diamonds. I love the pink diamond recipe. I think it's fantastic. I use it quite a lot. And I do generally recommend it. Especially if you don't mind using some quartz crystals and you save a bunch of coal here as well. We are still using 960 coal per minute. Okay, let's just type that down. And 360 quartz crystal. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not dreadful, especially when you are making 60 time crystals. It's quite a lot. It is quite a lot. But don't know you have a Twitch. Oh, really? I mean, to be fair, I don't think I've plugged my Twitch that much. In the 200 plus videos and streams I've done, I think I've plugged my Twitch 4 times. So, yeah. That's probably one of the main reasons as to why. Even like when I do stream on YouTube, I don't have it in the pinned message. Actually, speaking of pinned message, I should probably change it. There we go. Nice. I mean, I should plug it a bit more often, but it is what it is. So 360 quartz crystals. Wait, did I do the maths for that? I think I did, didn't I? No, I didn't. And I'm guessing, yeah, more converters. Yeah, another 8. Just another 8, you know. I had no idea this recipe was so converter heavy, though. I knew, obviously, I knew it would involve an okay amount of converters. I thought it would be mostly quantum encoders. But so far, I mean, quite a bit. This is to make our diamond shine bright like a diamond, as Rihanna would say. The other day, I thought Rihanna was dead. I don't know why. No idea why. Just haven't heard her music recently, and I thought, oh, maybe she's dead. But no, she's alive. So 250 is the average. 250 times by 8 is... I'm not Googling this. This is straight from the noggin. 2,000. Wow. And then the maximum is 400 even. I wonder what that could be. I'm going to guess it's 3,200. Wow. Fantastic stuff. No Googling involved whatsoever, except for the Googling involved. So now we have to deal with 360 quartz crystals, which luckily is very simple to calculate. Just go over to here. $36 and times everything here by 10. So for raw quartz, that's going to be 463. We'll round up a little bit. I always round up, never round down when it comes to resources. Because if I was to round this down, right now it's 46.286, times it by 10 obviously. That would then be 462.86. If you were to round that down to 460, you obviously wouldn't have enough raw quartz, and then everything else that's then being produced requiring those raw quartz and quartz crystals would then not have the sufficient amounts that you then need. So always round up, or just try and get it as square on, as average as you can, like as dead on as you can. But again, I always like to round up, especially when it comes to liquids. For example, this should be 500... Where the heck did I get 500 from? 257.14. I'm probably going to end up running that to 260. If I'm honest. I don't trust liquid logistics at all in this game. And then refineries, we are going to need 7. Okay. Each refinery requires 30 megawatts, so I've got to try and do 30 times by 6.9. $207 megawatts. Yeah, we take those. Okay. So we've now finished our excited photonic matter and our dark matter crystal part of the recipe. Now we're moving on to crystal oscillator, which honestly shouldn't be that bad. And yeah, this recipe is a lot easier than I thought it would be. The main difficulty with this recipe itself is just power consumption. Because aluminium, if you've got an aluminium factory, just makes things a bit easier there to make the aluminium sheets. Crystal oscillators, not that bad to make. Dark matter crystal mostly just requires tons of power. And then, of course, excited photonic matter, you just plop down the converter and it just makes it automatically. So yeah, you know what? Superposition oscillators doesn't sound too bad to make. Doesn't sound too bad. Move you lot over here a little bit. There we go, give myself a little bit more room. Because this is going to require it. Go. Nudge you over there. Nice. Crystal oscillator. And where are you made? You're made in the... Here. Wow. There are 2 recipes for this. I believe this alternate recipe consumes less raw quartz, but it consumes rubber. Whereas this recipe I really enjoy. Because cable, you can make it with iron, reinforced iron plates with iron, then a quartz crystal with quartz. So in theory, the only 2 things you need here is iron and quartz, which makes making things like this really easy to do. That's okay for not. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you very much for tuning in. Always appreciate you tuning in, then. Thank you very much. You started planning your factory out in Miro now. Oh, nice. Previously, you just used Satisfactory Calculator, but doing everything yourself just feels better. It does. It feels more rewarding as well. I've used Satisfactory Calculator a couple of times, and it's fine. But I feel like when I do the workings out myself, I find actually planning and making the factories so much easier to do. There's a bot on Twitch. Let me get Twitch open. Yeah, I definitely do find it a lot easier. How do I ban Twitch? Warn? I can warn someone, really? You can time out and then... Oh, there you go. I think that's the right person. I hope so. I haven't just banned an innocent member of the community. I think that was the right bot. Nice. Okay, so yeah, crystal oscillators, how many do we need? I keep yapping, I keep getting distracted. We need 20. Absolute yap central. Wait. Is that 20 manufacturers? Right, okay. Yep, that's 20 manufacturers. That's... Wait, no it's not. Yes, it is. We need 20 men. Which is 1,100, I believe, isn't it? Megawatts. Because each one's 55 megawatts. 55 times by 10 is 550. Times that by 2 is 1,100. So that should be correct. If it's not, then... oh dear. And resources needed. Okay, this is quite interesting. So quartz crystal. I think honestly what I'm going to do is just drag this. Wait. I've made this before, haven't I? Let's look for some purple. No. 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 I've sworn I've made this, right? There we go. Ha ha ha, oui oui, monsieur. That was my Korean, by the way. Hope that you guys liked it. drag you up to here. Love that. So we are still going to have to get rid of all these numbers here. And probably just move you there so you're nice and central. Move you along there a little bit as well. And connect everything, then yeah, there we go. We've got everything nicely laid out. In fact, you know what? I'm actually going to move you over there. So that all of our iron products are just right next to each other. Makes it easier on the eyes for me, at least. Nope. Are you even lined up? You're not, are you? There. So now you lots and go down to there. Perfect. Nice. The point of chat is to distract you. That is true. I mean, the amount of times I've been doing something, especially in Satisfactory, then I've read chat, then I've got into like a 20-minute long rabbit hole talking about something. It probably happens every single stream now. Do I actually speak Korean? No. I've watched Squid Games. And the only word I know is Shiba, which I think is like a swear word. So, other than that, no. My Korean is not very advanced. By that, I mean I don't know a single word other than a swear word. I'm sure there's other words I know, I can't think of them off the top of my head. There we go. So we've already done the power for that, which is fantastic. Can I make you a bit smaller? Not to judge size or anything, but you are a bit too big for my liking. I've never heard that sentence before in my life. Anyway, so times you all by 10, that was depressing. That's 360 quartz crystals, 280 cable, that's not too bad. We'll take those. Then reinforced iron plates, 50. Okay. I mean, 50 reinforced iron plates is not dreadful. It's not bad. Of course, eventually, when you actually add up all the different recipes in this game combined, we're probably making hundreds of reinforced iron plates per minute. But luckily for this, it's only 50. Better in what way? It's the easiest space elevator parts to make in the game. Power-wise, it's not too bad. Simplicity-wise, it's not too bad. Logistics, it's not too bad either. It's a lot better than most space elevator parts in Phase 5. No, in fact, all of them. So it is actually really good. It is much better. Reinforced iron plates, bam. Of course, we are using the stitched reinforced iron plates, the best recipe to use. Even if you just want to use the iron-only version of reinforced iron plates, still use the stitched iron plates, then change your wire into iron wire. You end up saving a good amount of resources. Save some power there as well. I really like it personally. That's going to be 16.7 iron plates and then 30. We'll go 30. Do I want to go 34? I think I do want to go 34. It does round it up. Actually, no, it's not. It's 334. In fact. Then 167 iron plates. That's better. Power-wise, we're looking at 9 of these assemblers. Each of them requiring 50 megawatts. That's 135 megawatts worth of power requirements. They're pretty much, maybe even like 132. I'm going to round up there, actually 132. Do it the proper way. Okay, next up we now need our wire. Then times all of this by 10. So in total that's going to be 186 iron ingots. It's not a light amount, it is rather expensive, but I think it's actually not too bad, if I'm honest. 186. We then need to do, that's pretty much 2 constructors. That's roughly 6 megawatts. Pretty much exactly 6 megawatts. Lovely. We now have 100 and... Pause. That was incorrect. It's 20 constructors. at roughly 60 megawatts. Yep. No, it's not. 15. That's correct. Then 15 times by 4 is 60. I don't trust myself though, so there we go. 60 megawatts, lovely. Just making sure that's definitely correct now. And it is. Iron plates. And for you, we need 167. So let's go 16.7, then times it all by 10. That's roughly 251 iron ingots. Then in total, that's then going to be 9 constructors, consuming 36, 33 megawatts, 34 megawatts. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So this is what we're looking like so far. This is what we've just done there. We now have to add up both of these ingots together. So that's 251 plus 186. I would do that in my head, but I'll get it wrong. God gave us a calculator for a reason. Well, it wasn't directly from God, but you get the gist. It's a God sends, that's what it is. Yeah, 437. Then you know what it's time to do. Pure ingots. And I know I did release a video about the leached ingots, which definitely surprised me, by the way. I didn't realize they were actually fairly decent, but I'm still going to be sticking with my pure iron ingots recipe. Maybe for our next playthrough in update 1.2, I might use a leached ingot recipe. I don't know. I might do. It depends what I'm feeling. If I feel like I hate myself, then I absolutely will. No, they're not that bad. Oh, did I do the power for that? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. So, iron ore, we're going to need 236. Then when it comes to water, it's 135 water per minute. Okay, that's not too bad. Then when it comes to our machines, we need 7 refineries. $30 times by 6.7. Oh, 201 megawatts. Okay. That's pretty good. Now let's move on to our cable, where we're going to need 280 cable, which should require 560 wire, because it's a 2-to-1 ratio. You want to use leached more, but you'd rather say, yeah, that's the thing, right? Because leached ingots is not too bad at all. In fact, haven't I literally got the workings out here? Well, there we go. Like, this is pretty good. When it comes to refineries, you use less. When it comes to raw resources, you use less iron, a lot less water, but a little bit of sulfur, and then you end up saving power there as well, compared to pure. So that's not too bad. Copper is not worth it, in my opinion. In my opinion. It's not worth it. Then, with Caterium, this is pretty good as well, actually. Yeah, this is pretty decent. So I would recommend maybe for Caterium going with it. Maybe iron if you really wanted to, but I don't recommend it for copper. I think that's what I said in the video. I recorded that video a while ago now. I don't know when it came out, but it was... yeah, it was in the works for a while. 28. 560 wire. So yeah, we were correct with that. Wow. And when it comes to our machines, we're going to need pretty much 10 construct... well, no, we do need 10 constructors, not pretty much. We do need 10. $38 megawatts. Then to make our 560 wire, we'll go 56. Hopefully this will fit. Oh, just about. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty close. So we're going to need... Is that 25 constructors? 100 megawatts. I mean, to be fair, that sounds a lot worse than what it actually is. Like, 25 constructors sounds like a lot, but only 100 megawatts, it's not that bad. That is correct, though. Damn, okay. And iron ingots, we're going to need 312. Not bad. Just to let you guys know, I have actually started a new power sheet there, just because this one's getting a little bit long. It's easier for me just to do this. A week ago. I can actually double check, to be fair. Yeah, 5 days. Whoa, 8,000. Damn. I'm glad I'm not the only one that was generally, like, interested in leached ingots, by the way. So that's nice to see. And also, thank you for all the support in the shorts video. Over 4,000 views now. That's my second most popular shorts video. I don't know why this one's got 87,000. What's the likes in that video? 4,000? What? Holy crap. I very rarely check videos on my channel, so that's kind of mad. 4,500 likes. Damn. That's actually a lot for me. That's like a proper video then. Damn. 31.2 times it all by 10. So when it comes to power, I really don't like doing power calculations, but I have to do it. So I'm going to do it anyway. That is going to require 5 refineries. Yep. Pretty much they're at 100%, so that's going to be 150 megawatts. 145 megawatts, roughly. When it comes to iron ore, that's roughly 168. We'll go 170. Water is pretty much 100. It's 96. Always good to round up water there as well. And the very final thing to do also involves a refinery, and that is our pure quartz crystals. The reason why I use the pure variant is because you end up saving a pretty good amount of raw quartz, which is good because a lot of my recipes do require a lot of raw quartz. So when it comes to our refineries, we're going to need 7 of them. Wait, isn't this the exact same as what we had? Oh, it was. Look at that. The exact same numbers. So 463, 260. There you go. Wait, is it 207? Wait. Yeah, it's this one. That saves me at least 3 seconds of my day. Brilliant. Doing some research into the algorithm recently for a project. Oh, nice. Yeah, I do not understand the algorithm at all. And on one hand, I almost don't want to. Because the way that I upload videos on my channel is that if there's a topic that I'm particularly interested in, I'll make it. For example, that leached ingot video. Even if it got 100 views, it doesn't really bother me, because that was generally something I was interested in. Like, are leached ingots actually worth it? Hence why I recorded the video about it. So, that's pretty much how I decide what videos I want to make. Is it something I'm interested in? Yes. Record it. Is it something that's going to do very well, but I don't particularly care much about? Yeah, don't record it. Simple. There's a reason I don't play Fortnite or Warzone on stream. So when it comes to our sheets, I have already done a sheet recipe. Somewhere. We've still got to go through like the different power stuff for it, but the majority of the recipe, at least the layout of it, should be roughly here. Yes. There we go. rid of you, get rid of you. That's... So we've pretty much, after we've done that, finished our superposition oscillator recipe. The only two things we've got left now is the neuro quantum processor, which when I very first saw this during one of the Satisfactory teasers, I was really happy about this. I was genuinely surprised. It looks really fun, so I feel pretty excited about making it. And of course the magnetic field generators, which I don't think is that bad to make. I might regret that sentence, but as of right now, it's not too bad. Yeah, just stuff you lot there. Like that. Except then move you lot down here. Lovely. Then of course change all the numbers, because why not? They don't really generate a ton of watch time, but they do generate traffic towards your channel, so they're kind of worth it. Yeah. True. But the thing is, that shorts video was a video I've already talked about. Is the Cyberwagon video, like how to unlock the Cyberwagon. But the video that I made for that was about 4 minutes long, which still isn't that bad. Like 4 minutes for a tutorial like that, it's pretty concise and straight to the point. But the shorts video, I show you how to do it within 20 seconds. And that's the way I like my tutorials. Like, no nonsense, just show me how to do it. I don't care about the backstory of X, Y, and Z. Just show me how to do it. It's like when you're trying to bake something and then you're trying to like Google search a recipe, and the first 14 paragraphs is talking about the baker's life experiences and their trip to Cyprus in 1953. It's like, first of all, you're still baking at the age of like 90, fair play to you. But at the same time, just get onto it. Just crack on, love, please. So, alclad aluminium sheets, 180. You're made here. There we go. 18. Okay, that's not too bad. That's 180 aluminium ingots. And then 60 copper ingots. Yep. And when it comes to machines, we are going to need only 6, and bang on 6, assemblers. 15, 30, 90 megawatts. I don't know what I just typed there, but there we go. Luckily, you guys couldn't see that. It was like the worst spelling mistake you've seen in your existence. Welcome to Best Patches. Hope that you're doing good. Welcome. Loves reading all the fluff before the recipes. It confuses the mess out of it. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why it was there, because you know that people read them. I tried making, I think it was supposed to be brownies maybe 6 months ago now. It was quite a while ago. And oh my god, like the plot, the lore before the actual recipe, it was like I was witnessing life through the baker's eyes herself. It was like fantastic, like really cool story, but I'm only here to make some brownies. They were fantastic brownies, by the way. They were almost fully edible. Almost. Welcome to Real Dark Norris. I hope that you're well. Welcome to the stream. So we've done our 180 alclad aluminium sheets. Now let's just do our copper ingots just to get out of the way with. Let's do 60. And we're only going to need 2 refineries. Isn't that a relief? 30, 45, 52 megawatts roughly. Then you're going to require 24 copper ore and 16 water. I have not been playing for 6 hours, but I think I had the game in the background for quite a while. Because I was supposed to start today's stream a little bit earlier, but it's so warm here today. It's 22 degrees. I'm boiling. Absolutely boiling. It's like I am in a sauna. I am actually in a sauna as of right now. But it's okay. We commit, we make it through. So that's that done. Now we have to do our 180 aluminium ingots, which I just used the basic recipe for this. I think there's one other recipe where you can use silica plus scrap to then form your ingots. I don't want to do that. I don't like it personally. You can. I just don't want to. Okie dokie. And I think you're made here, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, nice. We'll do 18. So we are going to need only 6 smelters. Which is 24 megawatts worth of power. A very respectable amount. A lot better than that 10,000 megawatts from earlier. And then when it comes to scrap, we're only... This doesn't seem like a lot. Times it by 10, that's right. 360. That's better. Yeah, I was going to say 36 scrap. Make 180 alclad aluminium sheets. Doesn't seem a lot. And that's because it wasn't the correct amounts. Then we fly back over here. We get our electrode scrap recipe. Ooh. Why do I use this recipe? Because I'm special. No, it's because I had a bunch of petroleum coke just saved up. I know I keep explaining this every single time I mention aluminium, but I realize if you've never heard me say it before, you're wondering why on earth would I ever want to use this. I've got a bunch of petroleum coke saved up. It's extremely easy to make as well. So I just thought, yeah, just use it. Rather than just burning the coke or smoking it. I don't know. Yep, okay, let's do it. Get rid of you. That's just 360 that. 360 quick scope. That's the second time I've made that joke now this stream, and it won't be the last. Refinery. 2 of you lots. 36 megawatts. Yes. Petroleum coke, we need 72. Okay. Alumina solution is 216. That's not bad. Actually, do we get water as a byproduct? We do. 126. Get in there. Lovely. So now I'm going to try and do the petroleum coke bit first. Then we'll do the alumina solution. Yeah. We good? Celsius to Fahrenheit. Oh, it's 71.6. It's not a lot, but I don't know how else to explain this. Temperature in the UK is different than any other country in the world. Like 20 degrees in Barbados is pretty nice. Maybe even a bit on the chilly side. 20 degrees here, you're dead. Dead. Taken out. Halas. Finished. That's it. Game over. Unalived. There's just something about the weather here that's different to 20 degrees in any other part of the world, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because all of our buildings here are designed to keep heat in, rather than to keep heat out. It's designed to keep the cold air out. But I don't know. So petroleum coke. We need 72 of you, which only requires one foundry. The heck did I get foundry from? One refinery. At 60%. $18 megawatts. Yes. Okay. I could have just done that on the calculator there, but oh well. And 24 heavy oil residue. Not too bad either. Then going to use another alternate recipe here. I like to use alternate recipes. You've probably noticed this by now, but I do love a good alternate recipe. It makes me chuckle. It makes me smile, and it makes me happy. And then 12 polymer resin as a byproduct. Okay, not too bad. Power-wise, again, that's the exact same from earlier there as well. I'm very quickly going to try and do my alumina solution, and then I'll show you what I mean by the alternate recipe thing. It's sloppy, isn't it? There we go. Right. 216. And again, only one refinery needed. That is really good. Makes my life so much easier. 90%. 27 megawatts. 180 bauxite and 180 water. Here's a very quick look at the amount of alternate recipes I use. This recipe, from crude oil to heavy oil residue, alternate recipe. Heavy oil residue to petroleum coke, there's only one recipe for that. That's an alternate recipe. This is an alternate recipe. Electrode scrap. That's an alternate recipe as well to make the ingots. I don't think that's an alternate recipe. That's an alternate recipe. That's an alternate recipe. To make our cable, we use iron wire, an alternate recipe. Then we use another alternate recipe there from ingots into wire. There's another cancel. An alternate recipe from iron ingots into wire, not from wire into cable. There's another alternate recipe there to make our iron ingots. Another one. Another one. Another one. That's the basic, I think. Another one. Another one, another one, no. Another one. So pretty much I'd say 3/4 of the recipe on screen right now are alternate recipes. Yeah. Yeah, exploring the whole world for hard drives, you can cheat. I don't like doing that. Or you could just try and make it like a fun experience. Like, pretend you're in Lord of the Rings and you're trying to explore... I've never watched Lord of the Rings, so this is probably a terrible example. But imagine you're in Lord of the Rings and you're exploring the kingdom. Is it even a kingdom? I don't know. And then, I don't know, just like turn it into some adventure. That sometimes works. Okay, so we've done that. That's good. What next? Neuro-quantum processors. Wow. I do love me a neuro-quantum processor. Nudge you there over there. Fantastic. So, when it comes to you... Oh, I wonder where we make this thing. Oh, wow, that's a weird coincidence. Wow. Is that 7 quantum encoders? That's mad. Very quickly, what I'm actually going to do here is make a mistake. And chuck you into there. There we go. Mordor to discover that you're short 3 rotors. However... Frodo, is Frodo even from Lord of the Rings? Doesn't matter. Frodo then discovers a secret called the Dimensional Depot. And Frodo's like, wow, Dimensional Depot. And then he whips out 3 rotors from his Dimensional Depot. I think that happened in Lord of the Rings. I remember seeing that in one of the movies. And then Harry Potter turns up and then he fights Darth Vader. I literally remember seeing that. So, quantum encoder. Where are you? That's the converter. I always get so scared whenever I see cartoon ads. Because the amount of, like, anime ads that look a little bit suspicious that I get, even though I have never seen anime in my entire life, it's concerning. False, I lied. I saw 1 episode of Pokemon, but other than that, I've never seen anime. Yet, some of it, I think is a bit weird. By some of it, I mean like most of it, almost all of it. So for you, we need, so it's 1000 megawatts average. Right. And we have to do 6.7, which is just 6,700 megawatts. Okay. That's the average. And a max of 13,400. Meal. There we go. Wow, starting off this recipe with a 13,000 megawatts power drain. Gonna be a fun one. Ay. What do we need? What do I need for you? Time crystals? Yeah, it's not too bad. Also, don't forget that dark matter residue. Oh dear. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Oh no. Plop you in there. Big plays. There we go. So we're going to need you. Are you lined up with that? You should be. Ah, you are. Fantastic. There's a few animes worth watching. I've heard, what is it, One Piece? I've heard that's good, but I saw that it's got quite a lot of episodes. Isn't it like 200 episodes? Let me just Google search it. One Piece episode counts. $1,100. Bloody hell. Fair play. There's also a movie, isn't there? The One Piece movie? Did that even do well? Was it a TV show? Yeah. It only got one season. The ratings seem fine. Anyway. See, this is what I mean. I get distracted so easily now. So, time crystals, we need 100. Damn. That's going to drain my power grid by itself. 100 per minute. And supercomputers, it's 20 per minute. I don't mind a good supercomputer. I think they're relatively fun to make. I've made a few in my time. What have we got next? 300 fixite trigons. Okay. 300 seems a bit excessive. However, here we are. Don't start with One Piece. It's like learning to drive for the first time in a bus. Oh dear. Use a starter anime that is incredible and I'm pretty sure is Death Note. There's only 37 episodes. Each of them is like 20 minutes. Oh, okay. I'll write that down. One time I tried to use facial recognition on my phone and my phone's like, nope. You're an alien, mate. Don't recognize you at all. Hell. Death Note. There we go. Welcome, Various TV. What's the plan? The plan is we are trying to calculate the best recipe for AI expansion server. This will most likely take a couple of streams. So we're going to do it today, maybe again on Saturday or Sunday, depends if I'm mentally available, let's just say. Because this does drain my brain a little bit. And then I'll probably condense it into a much shorter video that will be titled Best Recipe for AI Expansion Server in Satisfactory. Something like that. So we're just going over it, making sure I'm getting all the power, the resources, all that sort of good stuff here as well. Having a bit of fun along the way. Well, fun. There's only a certain amount of fun you can have whilst doing this, but I really do enjoy it. Oh, whoops. There we go. No, it's a good laugh. You're massive. What should I start with? I mean, technically, you're kind of already finished. All I've got to do is just come back over here. Then I believe it was... What one was it? It was a converter of some sort. You? You. There you go. It's definitely 500, right? Yeah, okay, it is 500. Good. Don't want to be getting that wrong. But the power consumption for this is actually mad. Where is this item? The AI expansion server. It's this one. It's a phase 5 space elevator parts. It's one of the very final things you do in the game. It's pretty difficult to make, but in comparison to the other parts, especially this abomination, the AI expansion server is the easiest out of all the phase 5 parts, in my opinion. It's a lot easier compared to Fixonium as well, or the Fixonium fuel rod. So it's pretty good. It's not too bad to make. It's not easy, but it's not too bad. Welcome, Dirk Bill. Hope that you're doing well. Welcome back, man. You're just in time to watch me lose my mind over some fixite trigons. To be fair, I've already got this calculation done, haven't I? Oh, look at that. Wow. Endgame stuff? Oh yeah, this is like proper endgame. The reason why I do this is because the AI expansion server, the ballistic warp drive, and the biochemical sculptor are the 3 final space elevator parts in the game. So what I do is I calculate the best recipe to try and craft one of them per minute, like all of them, one per minute. And then I also do 1 Fixonium fuel rod per minute then as well. What I then do is get all the raw resources in the game. I then compare them to all the raw resources that I use to make my Fixonium fuel rods, ballistic warp drives, AI expansion server, and biochemical sculptors combined. And then I just do a bit of math to see how many of these things I can then make, these 4 items. So I've come to the conclusion that because of all the recipes I'm using, I can make 20 biochemical sculptors, 20 AI expansion servers, 20 ballistic warp drives, and 20 Fixonium fuel rods per minute. It required quite a lot of like pre-calculations, lots of working out, all that sort of stuff. But I feel like it's set me up in a pretty good place. To know that I shouldn't over or underproduce anything. Welcome, Cabals. Hope that you're doing good. Welcome back. And welcome back, Vinod. Hope that you're doing good. You're not 5. Oh, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Where is the hub? I think I banished it down here somewhere. There we go. Here we go. So tier 5, oh, you just got into the oil stuff. A lot of people love oil. Normally this is where I rage quit the game. Is when I start to get all the oil stuff sorted. But yeah, AI expansion servers I believe is probably somewhere around tier 9 actually, isn't it? There we go. So yeah, tier 9 quantum encoding is where you get things like superposition oscillators, neuroquantum processors, dark matter residue, AI expansion server. Got the portal stuff as well. Oh, actually, that's one thing I do want to try and do. I want to try and make a follow-up video to my teleportation video that I released on day 1 of updates 1.0. I know I'm like 6 months late now. In fact, more than that. I'm like 9 months late. Damn, the year's gone quick. How are we already in May, by the way? What the heck's happening to this year? I feel like I've blinked. We've gone from like February to May. Mental. But yeah, I definitely want to try and do a follow-up video to this where I pretty much do a tutorial on how to teleport. I feel like some people might quite like that. Working backwards, pretty much, yeah. I find it really simple to do. And that way, you don't end up overproducing items. I always give the same example because I've made this mistake dozens of times. Let's say you're producing 2,000 iron rods because you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm probably going to need these 2,000 iron rods. But then it turns out that you only need 1,000 iron rods. What do? Do you stop all production of those iron rods, get rid of everything, then redo it all? If so, you just wasted hours and hours and hours. Whereas if you work backwards, that's what I was doing, wasn't it? You don't waste as much time. Okay, this is correct, yeah. But of course, the best advice I can give for Satisfactory is just play the game at your own pace. If you want to work backwards, work backwards. If you don't. I mean, you know, the game's designed for you to have fun. Like with most games. Not all games. Some games are designed for you to second guess your life choices. Like Getting Over It. I've streamed this game before. I might even stream it again. Oh, you know what? I can actually do it for the 8,000 sub special. I know we already have gone past 8,000. But this game right here. Oh my good golly. Oh, with a broken mouse as well? No, I can't. No. So next Wednesday I get a new mouse. I'll probably stream this game next Friday or next Thursday. Essentially, Getting Over It. If you don't know what it is, I recommend Google searching it. Don't Google search the speedruns, because you're going to set yourself up for disappointments. And then you see my gameplay, it's just me struggling for 3 hours, but it is a pretty fun game. It is. I've streamed it a couple of times, and the reception from it's been pretty nice. I haven't really progressed that far, and every time I do progress far, I lose all my progress. And then I just do a few prayers and log off. Rinse and repeat that strategy. So we've already calculated the quantum encoders, right, for this. Yeah, we have. Okay. Now, fixite trigons. Where do I even... Oh, it's the... Bang. No, bang. There we go. No, it's the constructor that I make this thing, isn't it? Yeah. Fair enough. And we definitely need 300 of them. Okay. Seems like quite a lot, but I won't question it. The month of April went by super fast. It was. Yeah, April. I don't even know what happened to April. Mental how quickly it's going. Yeah, summer sleeps are fantastic. Yeah. You finally got a multiplayer world with the boys to tin 9. Oh, nice. It's a proper slugfest with how slow we're going. That's fine, though. I mean, I would much rather take my time and have fun rather than rush it and not enjoy it as much. Absolutely. 30. Oh, that's nice and handy. So we're going to need 10 constructors, consuming 40 megawatts, and with fixite ingots, but only going to need 100. I had no idea it was a 1-to-3 ratio, although I probably should have known that. Oh well. Some kind of Getting Over It VR version. Oh gosh. It isn't like chained together. Is that what it's called? Chained together. We gotta ascend up that thing. I'm not sure if that is what it's called. Thing is, I could do this. But do I trust anyone to do this with? Would it be fun? Probably it would be fun, yes, but the amount of brain cells I would lose is probably somewhere in the thousands. It's a sacrifice worth making, I think, honestly. Boom. Now, I'm going to use Caterium. I like using Caterium for my fixites. I've already made a video talking about this, but I feel like this is the best. Because with iron, you need a lot. With aluminium, it's aluminium. I find it just a bit of a pain to make. But Caterium, I actually quite like it. Putting together was so good. It did look pretty fun, to be fair. It does look it. Oof. Is that 7? Oh, dear. 7 converters. I have to do 6.7 times by... what? 250? Bum, 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 bum. Where are you? Where are you? I can't say you. Sorry, it's a song. 250 times by 6.7. As tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. 1,675. What a random number. megawatts is the average. And the max is going to be over again. It's a song. 2680 megawatts. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not great. I mean, it's still almost 3000 megawatts, but it's... yeah. What can you do? There's a few difficulty settings. The easiest gives you checkpoints. Play with checkpoint. Wait, there's a version without checkpoints? Who would do... I know who would do that. I can't even imagine doing that, though. Oh, my days. Although saying that, getting over it hasn't got any checkpoints. And if there is, I haven't gotten any of them. When it comes to resources, what are we saying here? 300 reanimated SAM, okay. And then 400 Caterium, that is not bad at all. I'll take that. 200 reanimated SAM we can make over in the constructor, which luckily doesn't require too much power. Only 7, wow. 7 constructors at roughly 27 megawatts worth of power. Not bad. And SAM is going to be 800? Yeah. 4 ratio. 4 to 1. And a Caterium, this is going to be quite a lot. But oh well. To be fair, if I was to use the leech variant, should I use the... No. No. I've already committed. Again, maybe for my 1.2 save, if they change a bunch of the recipes, I might try and update the way I do things. But as of right now, this is fine. As a very quick experiment... Okay, that was a very short experiment. I want to try and see what 400 Caterium ingots is like with and without leached variants. That should be pretty interesting. So this is going to be 800. Damn. So that's 800 Caterium, 800 water, consuming technically 4 refineries. Third, 10, 100 megawatts. Okay. 4 refineries, 100 megawatts. Now let's see what damage you're going to do. So you need... Is that 11 refineries? Did I do something... That's 12 refineries. Okay. And that will then consume... In fact, no. The power is going to be ridiculous for it. I feel like I've done something wrong there anyway. It's 40 refineries. That's why. Okay. That makes more sense. Yeah. No, it's not. What the hell? $34 refineries. My mind is generally dying. And I don't like that. About 1020 megawatts. There we go. I feel like I do enjoy these streams where I do the math stuff, but it does mentally drain me. It really does. I think what we're going to try and do is finish this. In fact, have I already finished it? I have already finished it. Okay, let's do time crystals. So move you back to there. We'll do time crystals, then we'll do some Geoguessr to like wind down a little bit. Then we'll continue this where we left off. Because the only other thing we've got to try and do now is the magnetic field generators. And I might even do that off camera, because I do want to make this into a video, preferably. Okay. That's all fine, isn't it? Looks good. Yep, 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 yep. Okay. Crystal of Time, or the Crystal Maze. Have you guys ever seen Crystal... I'm sidetracked again, bloody hell. Crystal Maze. This is an absolute show. The original one was better. There is a new one as well. Keep forgetting the name of this guy. He's in a few different shows. But the original one is... proper good. Essentially, it's a show where a bunch of contestants make their way around like certain themed areas, like an Aztec theme. I'm sure they've got like a pirate theme, most likely. And they have to try and complete certain mazes and puzzles to earn themselves a crystal ball, I think it is. If they don't do it within the time limit, the door shuts behind them, and then toxic gas comes down, and then they die. Except without the toxic gas coming down in the dying part, but the door does get locked behind, and they then can't progress to then help the remainder of their team. And the very end, they do something in here, which I keep forgetting what this part actually is. Because I normally, especially when I was a kid, just turned off the telly at that part. But it was a pretty good show, to be fair. This stream's sponsored by the BBC. No, it's not. It was a good show. But just like everything, especially Disney related, even though that's not Disney related, they have to remake it because they can't actually make good media anymore. Like Revenge of the Sith, that is back in cinemas now. That's how bad movies are nowadays. They have to re-release Revenge of the Sith and all the Star Wars stuff. I'm distracted. Time Crystal. I have seen Star Wars. I don't dislike it. However, some of the writing is pretty bad. It doesn't massively bother me though, because I mean, it's a bunch of lads and lasses with lightsabers fighting each other. It's pretty cool. But some of the writing is pretty dreadful. Some of it's fantastic. Yeah. Here. Time Crystal. No! Time Crystal. 10. 17. Converters. Oh, the power consumption for this is going to be pretty bad. You have to do 16.7 times by 250. My chest. It hurts. 4,175 megawatts is going to be the average power consumption there when it comes to making our time crystals. And the maximum power consumption, just keep that the same, change that to a 400, is going to be 6,680 megawatts. Again, being our maximum consumption to make our 100 time crystals. Resource-wise, we are going to need 200 diamonds. There we go. You love Star Wars, but honestly, the worst thing about it is the acting. Yeah, some of it is rather cheesy. Wait, isn't diamonds also made here? Shine bright like a diamond. And again, that's now the third time I've referenced that song in today's stream. Cool. Corn is going to be 1,600. Damn. And quartz crystal is going to be 600. Damn. But how much would that be without this recipe, though? If I just search up the shine bright like a diamond recipe, the basic one. Change that to 20. That would be 4,000 coal per minute. Like, just 4,000 coal per minute for one tiny part of a random recipe. It's mental. It's mind-blowing. It's an absolute mindfuck of a recipe. But yeah, this is not too bad. Power-wise, is that another 13 convert? Oh, just... Honestly, take me out. With a sniper, preferably. This is ridiculous. So 13.4 times by... I'll come back to that. 250. So the average consumption is going to be 3,350 megawatts. There we go. The main films, almost everything aside from that is great. Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews about like the spin-off shows and cartoons and all that from Star Wars. I've heard a couple ones are pretty good. The guy who I can never pronounce, Bubba's Fat, or Bubba Fett. I've heard that's pretty good. There was something about clones as well. No, not Clone Wars. That's an actual movie, I think. Something to do with clones. Apparently that was really good. A TV show. But then a couple of them, like The Acolyte. I've only heard bad things about The Acolyte. The only good thing about it is that one of the main actors was from Squid Game. One of the main character from Squid Game. I would try and pronounce his name, but I'd probably get cancelled in Asia, so I won't. I am going to pronounce it. Let's try it. To my Korean audience, I'm so sorry, but here we go. Squid Game cast. Actually, that's not too bad. Lee Byung-hun. There you go. Byung, yeah. So I think he was in The Acolyte as well. Well, he's been in tons of stuff. Oh no, that's the wrong guy. Hey, now I'm cancelled in Asia. Shit. Okay, sorry. To be fair, this makes sense because now I have seen this guy in the other stuff. So I was looking at some of these movies. I was thinking, what? Lee Guan Ye. Yeah. Wait, what? Where is Squid Game? Why is Squid Game not even mentioned here? Anyway. Yeah, The Acolyte. What are the reviews saying for this? Oh, to be fair, 78 up. Is that like audience reviews though? I don't trust like critic reviews. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It was so bad that you can watch it right now on YouTube, and there are 0 attempts to take. Really? No. I mean, I don't even want to watch it, but that's kind of funny. There's the trailer of it. I saw Critical Drinker's taken it. Well, he's got quite a few. Yeah, it's pretty negative, I would say. Yeah, even Charlie I mean, to be fair. Yeah. A stunning and brave disaster. Oh dear. Like, didn't they make the Jedi evil or something like that? Mental. Anyway, distracted again. I do this way too much. So what was I on? This. Then times that by 400. So then our maximum power consumption there to make our diamonds is 5,360 megawatts. Yeah, the power consumption for this recipe is looking pretty rough. It's going to be somewhere around the 40,000 megawatt mark at least. Maybe even bordering 50,000 megawatts. All comes down to those converters and the quantum encoders at this rate, if I'm honest. Then lastly, we've now got the quartz crystal. For this, we are going to need 12 refineries. Not dreadful, not great, not dreadful, though. I'll take it. 11.5 times by 30, which is going to give us 345 megawatts. Other power required, not bad at all. And resource-wise, we need 772 raw quartz. That is pretty steep. And water is 430. Okay. So that's where we're going to leave it for today when it comes to the satisfactory part of today's stream. I do want to end off with a very quick game of Geoguessr though, because I am aware I haven't even been live for 2 hours yet, but this is just very mentally draining. We'll return on Saturday maybe, most likely Saturday, with our supercomputer and the magnetic field generator part of the recipe, which should be pretty fun. Let me just save that. There we go. Let's do it. Oh, the 1978 oh. '78 Star Wars Christmas Special. It is official and was produced by George Lucas. I've never even heard of it. That 2.2 and what? 25%? Oh yeah, 1 hour and 19 minutes. I'll have to give that a watch, most likely off camera. Oh dear. Here we go. Guess the flag. No, flags of the world. Yes. Let's go! Monaco. I was watching a show about it the other day, and they were somewhere up there. I don't know why I was singing that. There was no need for that. 4 meters. I'm always 4 meters away. I'm constantly 4 meters away with Monaco. Is it Afghan? Because the last time I said it was Afghan, that's definitely the flag of Afghanistan. Because it was Libya last time. But that must be central Kabul. Of course the flag's changed now. Under Taliban rule. I was actually watching a TikTok by a woman in the United States. And she was saying how she wished the Taliban was in control of America. And it made me think, well, first of all, second of all, really? Sometimes I don't think people in like Western countries understand how lucky they are. And that's putting it very, very, very lightly. Like some of the privileges we have is monumental in comparison to a lot of other countries. I'm not saying that we're better than every other country, obviously, but when I saw that video, I wanted just to punch my monitor. I didn't because I've got self-control. Is this Ireland? If this is Italy, I'm punching my monitor. Good. Yeah, she should move there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, I don't know. A part of me saying we could be in Iran. I don't think there's enough flags here just to confirm it. We're in Tehran. Here we go. I don't know exactly where we are, though. Can we see that tower? The iconic Iranian tower. That one. We can't? There. That was a bad guess. Oh, ignorance. Oh, there's people here in the UK as well, to be fair. Belgium. There we go. Here in the UK, I can sort of understand it a bit more. We'll do one more round. Because we are sort of brought up where we're told that everything we've ever done is bad. So the fact that a lot of people do, like, for example, more British Muslims joined ISIS than the British army during the peak of the, ISIS in Iraq and Syria. Because a lot of people are just brought up thinking, okay, well, this country is terrible, so everywhere else must be a lot better. So I can understand it if she was British, but yeah, it's a shame. Is this Kenya? We've had this before, and I think I did say, why the hell have I zoomed into London? What is... To be fair, it could be. It's definitely not, though. I'm going to go Nairobi. It's a very developed capital. Actually, Johannesburg. Johannesburg. I think it was, wasn't it? Let's go. It's not Kenya. I guessed Kenya last time. I was wrong. Let's go. That was a nice save. Better than London. I don't know. Where? Vice presidents. Got some French there as well. In charge de grandi projects de investmente et de reformes économiques. Is that Spanish or French? That seems more Spanish to me. Des. Yeah, we were just streaming Satisfactory. I'm just winding down by doing a quick game of Geoguessr. Yeah, I mean, where were we? It was Beck. Fair enough. 2 points, by the way. That is incredible. A human problem? Absolutely. It is definitely a human problem. It's just beautiful. Is this Russia? The weird thing about, like, the Soviet Union communist style of buildings is that a lot of people under Soviet rule lived in absolute poverty. However, they knew how to make good-looking buildings for the ones who weren't living in poverty. From this angle, that is the flag of No. Oh, it's messing with my brain. I mean, that is the flag of Russia, but I'm thinking, is it not Russia, though? These signs all look Russian. Russia. This must be Moscow. It could have been Mauritius. I mean, honestly, it could have been anywhere. I really did not know for that last guess. Oh, wow. Bloody hell. Morocco. the easiest Morocco guess I'm ever going to get. There we go. Okay. Caribbean island somewhere. Is this the Cook Islands? The Cook Islands, I believe, are somewhere down here, isn't it? I don't think it is. Beautiful, though. It really is beautiful. Well, I mean, most of it. Is this flag here that's throwing me off? I don't think this is the British Virgin Islands. I'm gonna guess Cook Islands. I don't think it is Cook Islands. Nah. What was that? Cayman, I should have got that. Wait, is that Georgetown as well? Why are there so many Georgetowns? I'm going to do one more quick round, by the way. Final round, I promise. Okay, we've got American flags. Oh, I know this place. I have it's not Tuvalu, is it? Nauru? It's somewhere out here. Nam? I don't think it's Nam. Is there one more somewhere out here? Here. I think we're here. Micronesia. It was one of the islands. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is wrong, I think. I don't know why I bloody said it then. Should we guess DRC? I mean, again, this looks very communist to me. Like the statue here as well looks very North Korean. There was a country that I remember was allied with Britain. I believe it was part of the empire. Then the Russians or Soviets at the time came along and were like, hey, we're better. And then they ended up siding with the Soviets. The problem is, I don't know what country that was. A part of me thinks it's Congo. But the Congo was Belgian, wasn't it? Central African Republic, maybe? I don't know why Congo's coming to mind. Let's just guess somewhere down here, then. I don't think it is here. Why the... Serious question. Why did Congo come to mind? I could have guessed anywhere. I mean, it was obviously Africa because of the flag, but I don't know why that instantly just came to mind. Okay, we had this one a bit earlier on, wasn't it? It was Singapore. Welcome at BD Blocks, by the way. Hope that you're doing well. No, it was Jakarta. It was Jakarta. Where are you? There we go. Jakarta's massive, by the way. I'm surprised, like, people don't talk about Indonesia enough. Like, Indonesia is one of the most fascinating countries in the world. Like, look how big their capital city is. Like, you've got tons of tribes as well. Especially, can I please zoom out sometime this century? Especially in the islands over here. It's a huge country. 300 million people live there. Tons of islands, tons of tribes, tons of history. I believe the Dutch were here at some point in their history. Yeah, fascinating country, for sure. Okay, you've given me about 5 different flags. That's the European flag. I believe that's the Portuguese flag. Is this Portugal? Again, very beautiful square. Look, this is one thing that I do like about a lot of these European cities. I noticed this quite a lot in Rome. I didn't really notice it too much in London, in all fairness. But you have like these little plazas, these squares where you can imagine hundreds of years ago people would come out here. There would be a couple pubs. This is where you would meet with your mates after a long day of farming. God knows what they did. Blacksmithing, forging. I'm going to guess Portugal. Azores Angara Garden. I know, my pronunciation there was fantastic. I know. I don't know why I'm thinking... Well, that's why I'm thinking Portugal. I'm not sure about these other flags, though. European Union. Shrek. Fucking Warhammer Tribe. Okay, yeah, fair enough. You know what? I probably should have guessed somewhere out there. Yep. Okay, this is the final one. Oh, Taiwan. The Republic of China, Taiwan. What an easy guess to end off with. Wow. This can't be Taipei. Wait, okay. This might be a crazy shout, but I think it's one of these 2 islands. I don't think we're actually on mainland Taiwan. Technical... Sashin? Sashin? Technical... I'm gonna guess here. You're telling me that Taiwan owns... What? Nah. Taiwan owns... Nauru? Is that how you pronounce it? Really? No way. It's a separate country. Yeah. Nothing to do with Taiwan. It's not British, is it? Oh, of course it did. Why are we everywhere? Why are we involved in everything? Oh, it was German. Huh. And later in League of Nations, yeah. Because when Germany lost the First World War, they essentially lost their empire. Makes sense. Australia. So this has nothing to do with Taiwan. Blasphemy. Blasphemy of the highest order. Regardless, thank you very much everyone who tuned in today. I do greatly appreciate that. Tomorrow, we are going to be uploading the final nuclear fuel rod video about Fixonium. There's been a lot of hype surrounding that series, so thank you very much, by the way, for that. Yeah, the final episode's coming out tomorrow. Ooh. Silk Road must have been, like, something to do with trading. Must have been. Saturday, I'm live again. Sunday will be another video. I don't know what I'm releasing on Sunday. I've kind of slowed down with producing videos now because there's not really too much to record, satisfactory-wise. I feel like I've recorded a lot of videos I've wanted to make, and I don't want to force myself to make something that I don't want to make. So the pace has definitely slowed down with that a little bit. So expect maybe more streams over the next couple weeks. Yeah, video-wise, I don't know what else to cover. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe we'll do something. We'll do something. But yeah, have an amazing rest of your day, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. And thank you, by the way, for the 200 people that have tuned in today. That's extremely kind of you guys. Thank you very much. Raid. I could raid, but I don't think we've got enough people over on Twitch to do a big raid. If the day comes where we've got tons of viewers watching on Twitch, I will do a raid. But when it's like 1 or 2, it's not really massively worth it. But, one day. You never know. But yeah, regardless, have an amazing rest of your day, everyone. And remember, Godspeed.